I'm back with this 2021 Tesla Model 3, and today I'm investigating a horn issue that I believe affects all Tesla models 2021 and older. Here's what it sounds like. Now, there's some other videos showing you how to replace the horn, but I wanted to see if I could fix mine instead. So let's get into it. There are a bunch of little push pins here. I just have this little tool here. I'm just going to remove all of these. So now with all these push pins removed, we can just pull back this fender liner, exposing our horn. So now that we've got the horn out of the car, we can see just a ton of rust around here. My suspicion is that maybe some elements got inside of this horn and caused it to malfunction. So we're just going to disassemble it and see if anything jumps out at us. Wow. Okay. Now, obviously these diaphragms are rusted beyond repair, like they're just falling apart, like I can tear it apart with my fingers. These we're not going to be able to fix. Now, the way these are supposed to work is that inside of here, we have these coils of wire. When you put a current through a coil of wire, it creates a magnet, and that magnet would tug on this piece of metal here and pull the diaphragm towards the magnet. And what's supposed to happen with these is that they would then spring back. There's supposed to be a spring in here. And the idea is that as it's vibrating, it's creating a sound. It would then go through a horn like this to amplify it so everybody can hear you. Now, my car is a 2021. It's barely 5 years old, and this already happened. So I'm really not excited about just going to Tesla and buying another one. You can get aftermarket ones on Amazon for like 20 or 30 bucks, and I thought about doing that, but I reached out to EV Parts Guy right here in Rochester, New York. He had a few of them in stock, but not for the Model 3. The only ones that he had were for the Model S and the Model X. But when I looked at them, they looked almost identical. They have a different mounting system, just this piece of metal versus this V bracket on the Model 3. And also the electrical connections are a little bit different. And so what I thought I would do is steal the diaphragms out of these and rebuild my horn using those diaphragms. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Now, this is one of the more weathered horns that he had. And if we open it up, we can see that the diaphragm is starting to rust on this. Now, it's super interesting to me why these are rusting. How is the water getting into this? And so I did a few tests. One of the tests, I just ran water over the back of the connectors to see if water was getting in through any of those areas. And I didn't see any evidence of a leak doing that. I also tried running water inside the horn itself to see if it's possible for water to get through that and into the speaker. Now that was a lot more difficult. I ended up having to cut one of these in half. And once we do that, you see this really interesting pattern inside of it. But when I did that, I don't see any evidence that water has been inside of this. But when we look at the diaphragm on this used horn, we can see that water has started to get in what appears like through the gasket on the outside of this. This is just like a very thin paper gasket. It seems like this is the source of water getting inside of these. And so when I put this back together, I'm going to try sealing this, and so it lasts hopefully for the life of the car so we never have to do this again. This is what these diaphragms are supposed to look like when they're intact. This is a pretty clean horn here. This is the high side, and it's black. This makes a high-pitched sound. And this is the low side. This makes a lower sound. Now, sometimes the paper gasket will stick a little bit, and you just have to go really slow with a razor blade around the outside and actually free this up so you can transfer this into your horn. Now, I noticed on this new one that this gasket is a little bit loose, and when I pull this up, it reveals that the diaphragm is actually square, and this is a design flaw. Because this is loose, when this gets clamped, there is nothing preventing water from getting inside of this, and we're only left with just a fraction of an inch here left that's actually going to seal this. And so, in my opinion, this is really kind of a miss. So we're going to have to do what we can here to try to work around their shortcoming here. We can see that water's gotten in here exactly where that metal is missing. Metal's going to start to pit, and when the metal pits, that's going to deform a little bit and compromising our seal so that water can get in here. You can even see there's evidence of standing water in here. This must have just been soaking. Now, I have to use this backside because I need this plug, and this is pretty permanently affixed here. And so what I want to do is clean up the metal on here. I'm going to use a Dremel with a wire brush end, but you can use whatever you want. If you have sandpaper or even a file, a coarse sponge even, whatever you want. Just something to clean up this. We don't want any loose paint or rust or anything to be a source of water later. The next thing I'm going to do is more of a precaution than anything. I'm going to take some fluid film. I just want to get this on the metal, and I'm going to spread it around with this little acid brush, just in case water does get in here. Again, I'd like this metal to last as long as possible, so let's do this. You don't need a ton. I'm just going to do this and just kind of paint it around. You just want to be careful with it. You don't want this to compromise the seal that we're about to put on here. All we're trying to do is keep this from rusting. And the same on the other side. Next, I'm just going to take some RTV silicone. I'm going to spread this around both surfaces here. I'm going to get it all on the inside of here. I'm just really trying to seal up this gasket as tight as I can. And now we can put all of our screws back in. Now, if you're watching this and you don't have a horn issue on your Tesla yet, I would suggest taking out your horn assembly anyway. You can probably just run a bead of silicone around the outside here without even taking it apart. I think that would help quite a bit. If you feel like taking it apart, it's only 4 screws a side, and you can put some silicone or your sealant of choice inside of there just to try to keep moisture out of there. Now, obviously, water still can get in through here, but as I showed you before, it's kind of a tortuous path to get through there. Like, water would have to go through here and then up here. Like, no matter which way you orient this horn, it's not really possible for water to get through there. Like, of course, there's going to be humidity in the air, and hopefully that's something that our fluid film will help prevent corrosion on our diaphragm. But I think you get the idea. We're just trying to keep water out of this thing. So let's go put this back in the car and see how we did. Now, this is a mid-2021 Model 3. In this Model 3, I have both a horn and an external speaker. So the external speaker would be like backup sounds when the car's in reverse. It'll play like the fart sounds. It'll play the novelty horns. But I have a separate horn. In late 2021, so anything late 2021 and like all 2022 and beyond Teslas, they actually combined this horn with something called a super horn. So basically it's just a loud speaker that they have built in the car in place of this style of horn that does all external sounds. If you have a 2022 or later Tesla, you're not going to have this, and you shouldn't have this problem. Now that we've got the horn sealed up, hopefully it'll last the life of the car like it does for every other car. I've never had a horn issue in the past, and hopefully I won't have any in the future. If you haven't had this issue on your Tesla yet, I would suggest figuring out where the horn is and sealing it up so this doesn't happen to you. On the Model Y and the Model 3, it's right in front of this driver's side front wheel. On the Model S and the X, I think they're split up. So there's actually one in front of the front left wheel and one in front of the front right. But figure out where it is on your car and take care of it before this bites you. I'm hopeful that if people are able to do this, then we're going to save just hundreds, maybe thousands of these from going into the landfill, and it's going to save us a lot of headaches in the future. Again, huge thanks to Peter at EV Parts Guy for hooking me up with the horns that I used to make this repair. If you ever need any kind of EV parts, just give the guy a call. If he doesn't have it in stock, he's definitely going to know somebody who does. He's probably one of the most resourceful car guys I've ever met in my life. So definitely give him a call. I'll put a link to his website and his phone number in the description. I'll put links in the description to the sealant that I used and some other things. As always, if you have any questions, let me know. And I hope you found this helpful.